This video includes a paid sponsorship from Ridge, but more on that later. Based on comments made by Elon Musk at the 2023 Tesla Annual Shareholder meeting, it appears like the Cybertruck will be produced at a lower volume than I and others have expected, and it's likely going to be quite expensive as well. So let's dive into some of the comments made by Elon Musk about the Cybertruck and discuss why this truck will end up being so expensive and also what this means for demand. I'm John, and this is Cleanerwatt. During the question and answer portion of the shareholder meeting, in response to a question about Tesla's target for Cybertruck production volume once fully ramped at Giga Austin, Elon answered, "We'll start production later this year. We'll start handing out cars later this year. There will be an S-curve of production, so it'll be slow at first, and then ramping up, and I guess we'll see what the demand is like." Now, you might be wondering why Elon Musk would say, "We'll see what the demand is like," because it's never seemed like demand was going to be an issue for the Cybertruck. And while Tesla hasn't confirmed the actual number of Cybertruck reservations that they have right now here in 2023, the reservation number could very well be over 1.7 million if this unofficial reservation tracker webpage is correct. Obviously, only a portion of these reservations will actually translate into a Cybertruck purchase. And I do understand that a lot of these reservations were made back in late 2019 into 2020. So even if only, say, 50% of the reservations turn into sales, that would still be quite a large backlog of orders that Tesla has. But how many Cybertrucks does Tesla hope to manufacture at Gigafactory Austin once fully ramped? Well, on that topic, Elon Musk said, "We're likely to do probably 250,000 a year, I think, maybe more, very much dependent on what the demand is like." Now, to be clear, this response from Elon Musk was in response to a specific question about production volume once Gigafactory Texas was completely fully ramped up, once the Cybertruck production was fully ramped up. So 250,000 a year is what Elon expects from Gigafactory Austin fully ramped up when it comes to Cybertruck production. While producing 250,000 Cybertrucks per year is still quite a large number in many ways, that's much less than I expected. And while even 250,000 per year will still make a dent in the truck market and shake things up a bit, it doesn't look like Tesla is planning enough volume for the Cybertruck for it to overtake the Ford F-Series pickup truck anytime soon. Now, going back to that statement about production volume by Elon Musk, notice here that he also said very much dependent on what the demand is like. So once again, Elon Musk brings up demand. Why would demand be an issue for the Cybertruck? Well, before I discuss this, I want to introduce the sponsor of today's video. This portion of today's video is sponsored by Ridge. Are you looking for a great Father's Day gift idea or just looking to upgrade your wallet? Well, Ridge is making gifting easy with one of their biggest sales of the year for Father's Day. Beyond their high-quality wallets, which I have been testing, like this carbon fiber version here, which expands to hold up to 12 cards, but also has room for cash as well, Ridge also offers matching key cases, which it can hold between 1 and 6 keys, and it securely holds them in here, and you have easy access to your key when you want to use it, but it securely holds it in this case here, and it allows it not to jingle and jangle about in your pocket. I really love the quality build and the look and feel of the carbon fiber set that Ridge sent me. However, Ridge offers 30 plus colors and styles, so you can find one that fits your style. Find a great Father's Day gift or upgrade your wallet by using my link, which is ridge.com/cleanerwatt. And right now you can save up to 40% through June 15th. Once again, go to ridge.com/cleanerwatt or click the link in the video description. Thanks again to Ridge for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Okay, once again on that topic of demand, beyond the estimated reservation numbers, once these trucks hit the road, I expect they will draw a lot of attention, which will likely lead to a lot more sales in the future because there's nothing on the road like the Tesla Cybertruck. So I don't believe desirability will be a problem. However, cost may very well be a barrier, which could affect demand, at least for a while, if the Cybertruck ends up costing as much as I believe it will initially. On this topic, Elon said, "We don't just need to ramp up production, but we also need to improve the production cost efficiency, which is also going to be a very hard thing. But I'd say $250,000 a year is a reasonable guess. It might be 500,000, I don't know. We'll make as many as people can afford." Now, on the topic of affordability, back in 2019, when Tesla unveiled the Cybertruck, the base cost before any added fees or upgrades, etc., for the single motor Cybertruck was supposed to start at just a bit under $40,000. The dual motor all-wheel drive version just a bit under $50,000, and the tri-motor all-wheel drive version just a bit under $70,000. However, as I've talked about in the past, it appears like, based on a thread, a great thread, which I'll link to in the video description from @MatthewDR on Twitter, that Tesla is not going to actually manufacture the single motor variant of the Cybertruck. Additionally, I expect that Tesla will start off with the highest available trim of the Cybertruck to begin with, to help set off the high initial production cost while production volume is still low. Now, when it comes to the pickup truck market in the United States and kind of looking at pricing for trucks, like for instance, the F-150 Lightning, the Pro F-150 Lightning starts at just a bit under $60,000, and it goes up to the Platinum trim level, which starts a bit under $100,000. If you look at the non-electric regular Ford F-150, the cheapest trim level starts a bit under $34,000, and if you go to the high-end Raptor, that unit starts at a bit under $77,000. However, more important than the high and low prices, according to data from Cox Automotive, and this article that they put out, quote, "Truck sales were particularly strong in December, over 270,000 sold for the first time since the spring of 2021, and the average price paid for a new truck was over $59,000. The best-selling vehicle in the US is the Ford F-Series pickup truck, and the average price paid for a new F-Series is well into luxury territory at $66,451, according to Kelley Blue Book estimates." So with an average selling price in the USA of just a bit under $67,000 at the end of last year for F-Series pickup trucks, that's quite a high price. However, I think the Cybertruck's going to be way more than that due to the comments that Elon Musk made. Previously, I had predicted that the Cybertruck pricing would be anywhere between $60,000 and $100,000. However, based on these new comments by Elon Musk, I think that it's very possible that the Tesla Cybertruck, the pricing will actually not be any lower than $90,000, and that tri-motor version may actually be somewhere near $120,000 or so. It makes sense that the tri-motor Cybertruck would not be less expensive than the Plaid Model X, so a price of $120,000 or greater for the tri-motor Cybertruck does feel like a very realistic price point. Keep in mind that the tri-motor Cybertruck will also have a much bigger battery than the Model X, which will make it cost a bit more since the battery pack cost makes up a very sizable portion of manufacturing cost for an electric vehicle. In addition to the purchase price of the Cybertruck itself, when it comes to the interest rate, that's also going to affect the actual demand for the Cybertruck as well. And for the vast majority of people who do not pay for their vehicle up front, but rather finance it in some way, interest rates are on the rise, and higher interest rates means higher monthly payments. Tesla currently lists a rate of 5.59% for their payment calculator on their website, say for instance for the Model Y. But the actual rate that customers will pay will vary based on their credit score, etc. To illustrate just how much the interest rate affects your monthly payment, I went over to bankrate.com and pulled up their loan calculator, and for a loan amount of $120,000 financed for 6 years, at 5.59% interest, Bankrate estimates that a monthly payment based on that amount and those terms would be a bit over $1,965 per month. In the past, if you would have been able to finance that at a 2.49% interest rate, which is a rate that Tesla actually offered in the past, that would bring your payments to around $1,796 per month instead. So as you can see, raising the interest rate roughly 3% here in this example, it does make quite a difference when it comes to the monthly payment for a truck and does affect the affordability, especially once again, with most people looking at the monthly payment when it comes to, can I afford this truck? What is the monthly payment? At the end of the day, in general, the higher the price, the smaller the market. As you raise the price of your product, there are less and less people that can afford that product. So even if it's extremely desirable and everyone wants it, but if people can't afford it, then you won't sell as many trucks. And if Tesla does come out with a very high price, this could be why Elon Musk is talking about demand here. Not that Tesla will have a problem with people desiring the truck, but initially at least, Tesla may have an issue with people being able to afford the truck. In addition, if the Cybertruck is as expensive as I think it will be, this would mean that it's going to be above the IRS's MSRP cap to qualify for the $7,500 tax rebate through the IRA program. According to the IRS, that MSRP limit for electric vans, SUVs, and pickup trucks to qualify is $80,000. So once again, I don't expect the Cybertruck to actually qualify for this tax credit. Now, when it comes to an explanation of why this price is expected to be high, Elon explained, and like I said, it's going to be hard to make the cost affordable because it is a new car, new manufacturing method. When it comes to further information on this, during the main portion of the annual shareholder meeting, Elon Musk said the following regarding Cybertruck production difficulty.
So Cybertruck is a hard car to make. It's because it's such a radically new design. It actually, you can't just use conventional methods of manufacturing. We had to invent a whole new set of manufacturing techniques in order to build an exoskeleton-based car instead of an endoskeleton-based car. So it's extremely non-trivial to build the Cybertruck. But we're making good progress on that.
Unlike traditional auto body manufacturing, which includes a number of stamped panels that are connected together, the Cybertruck exoskeleton will be made from stainless steel, which has to be scored and bent into shape. As Elon Musk wrote on Twitter back in November of 2019, reason Cybertruck is so planar is that you can't stamp ultra-hard 30X steel because it breaks the stamping press. Even bending it requires a deep score on inside of bend, which is how the prototype was made. Ultimately, ditching all the stamped panels means that the Cybertruck body shop will be quite a bit smaller than a traditional body shop, so the process should be more space efficient, but nonetheless, this new process will require a learning curve, and it will need to be refined with time to be truly efficient. In addition, Tesla has developed their own 300 series stainless steel alloy, which will be used for the Cybertruck, and that likely also will be a bit expensive as well. Another big factor that I believe is affecting the affordability of the Cybertruck comes down to the batteries themselves. The original plan was for Tesla to be producing over 100 gigawatt hours of 4680s per year by now. However, that ramp has been slow, and Tesla is producing 4680 batteries at a rate closer to 5 gigawatt hours per year. Since they haven't reached volume production, this means that the cost per battery cell is likely quite high right now, as compared to where it will be at high volume when each 4680 factory is fully ramped. So I expect the battery cost will be quite high initially for the Cybertruck. In addition, Tesla will likely be using 4680 batteries from LG and Panasonic in the future, which will make those batteries a bit more expensive than what in-house 4680 batteries would have been if Tesla were producing them at volume today. This will add, once again, to that cost. Now, do note that in the longer term, several years from now, I do expect that Tesla's cost to manufacture the Cybertruck will come down. Not only do I expect 4680 battery costs to come down, because I do believe Tesla will eventually be able to ramp their in-house 4680 battery cells, but I believe they'll get better at the manufacturing process, which once again should be very efficient. And the Cybertruck is going to feature innovations like a 48-volt architecture and a larger number of in-house controllers, which should simplify the wiring harness of the Cybertruck. So the Cybertruck eventually, I believe, will be quite efficient to manufacture, but initially it's going to be very expensive, and it appears like Tesla is going to be selling it for quite a high price, at least initially. Once again, going back to Cybertruck production volume and how it fits into the grand scheme of Tesla's plans for the future, Elon said, "In the grand scheme of things, relative to the production rate of all the other cars we make, it will be small, but still very cool." As a reminder, Tesla has plans in the future to be able to produce 20 million vehicles per year. And Elon Musk did reiterate this at the shareholder meeting. And if you look at how 250,000 Cybertrucks per year compares to 20 million vehicles being produced per year, 250,000 is only 1.25% of 20 million. So as compared to a mass market vehicle like the compact Tesla in the future, the Cybertruck is only expected to be a small portion of Tesla's annual production. At the end of the day, the truth is that while trucks may be huge in the USA, they are not as popular in the global market, and Tesla is going for extreme mass market vehicles, and thus smaller, high volume cars is what the big focus will be for Tesla in the future. Maybe a smaller, cheaper pickup truck will come from Tesla in the future, and one that maybe would have more market appeal for the global market. I do hope I'm wrong on this and that the Cybertruck is more affordable than I'm thinking it's going to be, and I am curious to hear from you what you think about all this. If you have a Cybertruck reservation, what is a price point that would be kind of a deal breaker for you? What are you willing to pay for, say, a tri-motor Cybertruck when that comes out? I'd love to hear from you on that topic, so let me know your thoughts on that in the comments section below. And also, I'd like to say once again, thank you to Ridge for sponsoring this video, and also thank you to all of those of you who support me on Patreon. Your support makes a big difference and definitely helps make these videos possible. If you'd like to find out more about the Patreon community that I've set up and how you can support my work, I'll put a link in the video description. Thank you so much.